back to another video of me doing nail art on myself. So we're going to do some really cute ombre effect today, and I just wanted to show you because it is so popular at the moment. I just feel like it is a real struggle to figure out how to do it without an airbrush. I know I struggled a lot until I had done this method, and now it is my favorite thing to do. So to get started, we are going to push back the cuticles. Feel free to use any cuticle pusher you like. This is one of my favorites at the moment that I've been using. So after we do that, I like to go in and remove all the nail art. This will be really easy to do if it's just gel polish. This drill bit is a safety drill bit, so you won't really be able to cut the cuticle at all, which is why I love it so much. Also towards more the base is a little bit coarser, so if you really do need to use a firmer drill bit, this is great. So it's finer at the tip and then coarser towards the end. Also, just wanted to say, please feel free to subscribe. It really helps me a lot, and I love making these videos. I'm going to try my best to get them out every week if I can. So yeah, it really lets me know that you guys love my videos. So yeah, here I'm just showing you in real time how I like to use my flame drill bit. So this is in the reverse setting, and then I will go and do all my fingers in the reverse and then switch it into forward and do from center to left. A little trick I like to do is actually to use the drill bit to kind of push up the skin up and away, so that it makes it really easy for clipping away the cuticles. After I've done the reverse method, I'm going in forward, and most of your drills will have a forward and reverse button on it if they are for professional use. I know some of the eBay ones that you get online don't have the option, but I would suggest to just not buy them and get something at least 70 Australian dollars. They are not too bad. Now I'm just going to go in with my sphere drill bit, and this is in reverse motion and going to just buff away any of the cuticles. So that was in real time, just to show you how slow I do go. And then obviously, so that this video doesn't go for 60 minutes, I'm doing it in a bit faster time for you. I also wanted to mention that you can do this using cuticle oil, but I don't like to use it just in case it starts to lift the nails. Next, we're just going to grab our sanding band and just buff the natural nail. This is just going to stop any lifting or anything like that. So I believe I'm using a 240 grit on myself here. I normally use about a 180 grit on clients, but because I do my nails every week to 2 weeks, I just don't feel like it's necessary to do a 180 grit. And I don't get any lifting, so I think it's totally fine to be using a 240 grit. Next, I will be taking down some of the length with my 180-100 grit file. I like to do this before and after applying the builder gel. So the first one I like to do to obviously take down length, and then the second time I do it is just to refine any of the shape that I may need to correct after doing the builder gel application. So this is in real time so you guys can see how I do it. Obviously, being a longer nail, you do need to give a bit more support, especially to a client, because it can be uncomfortable if their long nails are swaying side to side like that, but obviously with myself it's totally fine. Now that we have finished everything to do with dust, we are going to wipe these down with alcohol and just remove any dust and debris. Then I'm going to go through and use my cuticle clippers. So I had a really dry spot that was bugging me here, so that's why I went that high up on the nail, but I normally don't go that high up on the skin. So we pretty much just want to be extra careful that we are not cutting into the blood supply, because you will obviously cause bleeding. So anything that's white, like when you're starting out, just anything that's white is pretty much good to trim off. That's how I look at it, and I've never really had an issue with that. Now, if you are watching this and thinking, why is she trimming cuticles? We are allowed to do that here in Australia. So I know it is a bit funny in some countries, I believe. But yeah, so we can do this here. And I feel like if I didn't do it, I would hate my work. I honestly don't know how any of you guys deal with looking at cuticles all day unless you truly do buff them down with drill bits. Now we're just going to go in and apply our primer. This is a non-acid primer, so it does not burn the nails, which is amazing. I used to use primers that did burn and it was very uncomfortable. So I like to use also a base coat. This is the one by Peachy Nails. You just want to be careful not to get this on the skin because it can cause lifting, just like applying any product to the nail. You do not want to touch the skin, and if you do, either use a brush and clean it off, or you can just wipe it off and start again. So after that, you're going to cure it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And then we're going to use the blush builder gel from Peachy Nails. This is what I use for all my soft gel extension refills. I just find that this is a lot more of an efficient way to do a refill rather than soaking off and doing a new set every single time. So I've just started off by doing a slip layer. So it is a fairly thin layer, and then I want to go through and apply a bigger bead. And if you find that there is too much product towards the tip, you just use the brush to push it back upwards. So there's my slip layer. Here is my bead that is going to give me my strength. Apply that in there and kind of swipe side to side, look at the side profile and see if there's any more that needs to be put in a certain area. So I needed it in that middle section there, and I just used my brush sideways and pushed it to where I needed it to be. I also want to mention that you should be curing every single nail before you go on to the next nail, otherwise by the time you get to the next one the product just slides around and it's not fun. So do one finger cure, then do the next. Now we are just refining the shape, like I said before, how I shaped 2 times. This one you hardly have to do any work, it's just in case there is a little bit of gel on the sides. I normally don't, but you know, you never know. It's just nice to refine the shape a little bit. after you've done that and your application is looking good, you can go through with a buffer block. I would say that if you have lumps and bumps, I would use my hand file or e-file to go over and just make sure the side profile looks beautiful before applying your gel, otherwise you will have lumps and bumps. So I'm going to go in with a white gel polish. This one is quite pigmented, but I do believe I go over it 2 times, which I don't show in the video because I figure, well, every gel polish you do normally do 2 coats. This is a hot pink I'm using from the brand Nail Code. This is going to be the middle finger, and then we're going to do a white aura effect on the hot pink and do a pink aura effect on the white finger. My index and my pinky are going to have a white French tip with a feature on it. So a little trick I like to do is if my brush has been a pain in the bum and I can't get the smile line perfect, I will go in with a clean brush, kind of like a rounder brush with a little bit of alcohol on it, and I will refine that shape, which I will show you here in a moment. So here is my flat round brush that I like to go in with and just edge the smile line. And then I'm going to repeat the same step on my pinky finger. This is going to be for the zebra print. And again, I'm just going to go in with my round brush to just refine the smile line. I just think with the brush on the gel polish, I normally can get it pretty good, but it was just been really funny for me, so I ended up going in with a round brush and I think the end result was really good. So just going to cure that for 60 seconds. And then I'm just going to apply a matte top coat. I find the matte top coat is what the pigment really loves to stick to, so this is super important. This is my favorite brush I've been using at the moment. It's from Shein, so just make sure you're wiping it with alcohol. I do find that even if I don't wipe with alcohol, it doesn't really spread as nice as I want it to. So this is in real time so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm simply just applying the product like one particular spot and dabbing up and down, and then as I need to build up the pigment a bit more, I kind of blend it to the outside, and then you can even do some rubbing motions. Just have a play with it. Honestly, this is not my first time doing it, so I feel like I've gotten it pretty well down packed. But I absolutely love this method. It saves me having to use the airbrush gun, which I was finding with my clients. I was just noticing all the fumes flying around in the air, and I just thought, this is not good for their lungs at all, and it's not good for my lungs if I'm doing this constantly. So this is my go-to, and I'm just going to continue building up my pigment palette so that I can have more and more colors for my collection. So after I had done this, I then dusted it off with my dust brush, and then I just wanted it to be a little bit more pigmented straight in the middle, so it wasn't like too soft pink. I wanted it to really stand out and almost be the opposite of my middle finger. So now I'm just going to go around the edge, and I do believe I made a little boo-boo here, and I did not want to ruin my ombre, so I didn't clean it up. So I'll let you guys see if you can spot it and comment down below if you think you've seen it. So I pretty much just went around the edge with my white. I ended up getting really sick of that brush that was attached to my gel bottle, so I actually went in with my peachy nail liner brush, and this was so much better. It's absolutely a game changer. So with that, I just went around, and if you do it thinner on the first time going around and you find that you do need to, you know, correct anything, you can go like that tiny bit thicker, and then you will be able to get like the ideal result. So I was super happy with this. Obviously besides that one little spot, which I wonder if you guys can find it, let me know down below. But yes, so keep on watching to see what I do next. So after I've done this one, I'm then going to do the exact same thing with the hot pink that I use for my middle finger. And I'm just going to use that liner brush again. And if you guys want a discount code for anything from Peachy Nails, I will happily pop a special discount for YouTubers down below in the descriptions. And I'll also link everything that I used today into the description as well, so you guys have easy access to those products. So that was what I did there, and I popped that in for 60 seconds. And I got my black gel liner and just did some kind of like, they were not perfect at all, they were kind of like meant to be jaggedy sort of zebra print. And then we cured that for 60 seconds. After that, I was like, oh, these look so cute. And then I decided to do a gloss coat on everything but the ring finger, yes. And then I was going to put on the 3D gel, but I really should have put top coat on. I think I was just scared that the 3D gel would like slide off quite easily because the top coat is so shiny. But I will give it a go next time putting the 3D gel on the top coat. So this is the 3D gel. Don't at me. I really just did not know where to buy it from, and I didn't want to spend a lot, so in case I didn't like it at all. I really just wanted to get really good with the product before spending, you know, $30 odd or however much it is for 3D gel. I actually haven't really looked, but I know it's more than what I paid for this, so I'm giving this a go. This one's just from Shein, and it does work really well. Like, I'm currently wearing my nails after a week and they are still fully on there. They are not falling off or anything at all. So I'm using this really cute tool from, again, Shein. I used to use a wooden orange stick and it just got stuck all the time. I tried using a metal tool, nothing was working. So this is the second time I believe that I've used it, and it actually works really well. I can kind of indent the petals and give it that really, what would you call it, like veiny look about the petals. So I'm super happy. Obviously I want to keep getting better, and I will show you guys how I do them when I do them. So I'm super excited about that. But if there's anything you guys want to see, please like leave a comment or contact me on my Instagram and send a photo if you like struggling to do nail art at all and you want to see how I would do it. Yeah, please feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to make a tutorial for you guys, because I really want to be able to help you out. Because I know when I was starting out as a nail tech, my go-to was YouTube. I literally lived on here trying to find the best tips and tricks on how to do nail art, and I did find a good OG people, and I just want to be one of them. I want to be able to connect with you guys, and I'm getting all sloppy now. So anyway, so after I was happy with the design, I cured it, and then I didn't really want it to be completely clear, so I put on this builder gel, which is a pink builder gel, but it's super transparent. Honestly, I could have gone for something a little bit more pigmented. I think it would have looked nice, but this is what I chose, and I sort of stuck with it for the rest of the time. And then after that, I did some hot pink kind of like lining on there, which again could have been better. Again, I'm still getting used to this, so you guys are learning with me with this. Like, honestly, like, we're doing this together, and I will keep posting more and more, and you only get better from trying, like, and practicing. So no one was perfect on their first go, so we're going to do this together. I started with the middle. I wanted the middle to be pink and it go out to be clear, but then I decided, like, I didn't like that look. It kind of looked like an alien parasite thing. I don't know. I was just like, no, you know what, it needs an outline of the pink as well. So I ended up going around really delicately around the outside so that you could actually see the petal. I think if I had done like a really pigmented pink, it would have actually looked a whole lot better. After I was happy with the design, I then cured it for 60 seconds in the lamp before going through with a crystal gel. So this is to hold all the charms that I'm going to put on. So this was not super tedious, but I like to do my bigger ones kind of spaced out and then just do like some little ones in between, fill in the gaps. And then I even use some teeny tiny ones because I just felt like it needed something else in there. After I was happy with how it looked, I cured it, and then I went on to doing some pearls with some gold on the thumbs, and I also did the gold of the pearls on the middle finger. For the flower, I did gold with the really tiny ones. I didn't want them to be too big, and all of them have stayed on. Like, I haven't had a single one come off yet. So I do go over them with a gloss top coat just to really lock them in, and I'm super happy with how they turned out. So this is when I went in and kind of had to struggle going around the flower with the top coat. So this is why I said that I really should have top coated it first, because it's really hard to get into those nooks and crannies, but I was really worried that the top coat would be too shiny and the gel would just come off. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. After this, I obviously cured it for 60 seconds, and then this is the end result. Like, how cute are they? My favorite thing to do is get some micellar water in a bottle, and this is just to remove all the dust. And then obviously you could put cuticle oil on it, but look how shiny they are without the cuticle oil. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm trying my best to show you guys all these really trendy nail art that is just absolutely going off on Instagram and everything like that. Your clients will love you for it. So I really enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Love you, bye.